If you are over 60 and living on a fixed income, I need you to do something incredibly important right now. Do not pay your July power bill. Put the check down, close your banking app, and do not let your utility company touch your money for the next 5 minutes. Right now, senior citizens across America are being quietly robbed by their own power companies. While you are sitting in a hothouse, turning your thermostat up to 80 degrees just to save a few pennies, your utility provider is banking on one major thing. They are counting on you not knowing about a massive federally mandated summer loophole that can freeze, slash, or completely wipe out your electricity bill this month. But here is why you cannot afford to wait. We are officially standing on the edge of a critical financial cliff. On July 31st, a hard, silent deadline is shutting down millions of dollars in emergency federal cooling grants. This isn't a loan, and it isn't charity. It is a dedicated bucket of federal money meant to pay off your summer bill, lower your rates, or even put a brand new, energy-efficient AC unit in your home without you paying a single dime. But if you do not claim your share before the July 31st deadline, that money doesn't roll over. It gets absorbed right back into the government's pockets, and you are left paying the most expensive bill of the entire year out of your own pocket. If you get Social Security, pensions, or survive on a fixed budget, your utility company is legally required to work with these programs, but they will never call you to explain how to do it. Today, we are breaking down the exact rules, the hidden state eligibility thresholds, and the immediate steps you must take to protect your bank account before July 31st. Let's look at what is actually happening right now across the country. We are in the dead of summer, and the heat outside isn't just uncomfortable, it is dangerous. For millions of older Americans, the thermostat has become a source of daily anxiety. Every time you look at that little digital box on your wall, you are forced to make a calculated gamble. If you lower it to a safe, comfortable temperature, you know your bank account is going to take a devastating hit at the end of the month. If you raise it to 78 or 80 degrees to save money, you are putting your health at serious risk. This is the high summer utility trap, and it is a financial nightmare designed to target fixed-income seniors. While the cost of groceries, medicine, and basic insurance has skyrocketed over the last few years, your monthly Social Security check or pension has stayed exactly the same. But your power company? They aren't hurting. In fact, utility monopolies across the United States have been quietly raising their base delivery rates and adjusting their summer peak pricing tiers. They know that during the humidity of late July, you have no choice but to keep the electricity running. But here is where the system gets incredibly frustrating. Your power company is fully aware that thousands of their senior customers qualify for automatic bill caps, state-level rate reductions, and federal cooling credits. Yet, you will never see a notice about this printed in bold letters on your front page. They hide these options deep within their regulatory bylaws, or bury them on obscure pages of their websites. Why? Because every time a senior citizen pays their full, unadjusted peak summer rate out of pocket, that power company maximizes its quarterly profit. They are banking on your silence. They are counting on the fact that you will just stress out, cut back on your prescription medications, buy cheaper groceries, and write that check anyway because you are terrified of having your lights turned off. But you do not have to play their game. There is a legal federal buffer standing between your wallet and their greed, and the only reason you haven't used it yet is because they've gone out of their way to make sure you didn't know it existed. Now, before we pull back the curtain on how to activate this federal protection, we have to destroy a massive myth that keeps millions of seniors broke every single summer. When most people hear words like government assistance, energy grants, or federal relief, they immediately think, that's not for me. I worked hard my whole life, I have a modest pension, I own my home, and I don't qualify for public welfare. This single misunderstanding is exactly why millions of dollars in federal cooling funds go completely untouched every single year, eventually getting absorbed right back into the government's pockets. Here is the reality. These specific summer energy programs are completely different from standard public assistance. The federal government designs these funds with an entirely separate set of income and age criteria specifically meant to safeguard older Americans, especially senior homeowners who are asset-rich but cash-poor. In fact, if you are over the age of 60 or 65, many states completely waive certain asset tests, meaning you can own your home, own your car, and have money tucked away in retirement accounts, and still legally qualify for massive direct credits on your electric bill. The main engine behind this relief is a federal program called LIHEAP, the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. But during the summer months, it transforms into an emergency cooling and crisis fund. Because the federal government recognizes that extreme heat is a medical emergency for seniors, The income thresholds for older Americans are significantly higher than you think. In many states, a senior couple making thousands of dollars a month in combined Social Security or pension income can walk right through the front door and qualify for hundreds of dollars in direct bill forgiveness. But here is the danger of waiting until the last minute. This money operates on a strict first-come, first-served basis. The government doesn't set aside a personal check with your name on it. Instead, they hand a massive block of cash to your state and local community action agencies at the start of the season. Once that bucket of money is empty, the program shuts its doors, even if the official deadline hasn't arrived yet. And right now, as we approach the final days of July, those funding pools are hitting critical lows. If you sit on your hands because you assume you make $20 too much to qualify, you are leaving your own hard-earned tax dollars on the table while your utility company drains your actual bank account. So, how exactly does this summer protection mechanism work, and what happens behind the scenes when you trigger it? It all comes down to 3 separate layers of protection that your power company is legally forced to honor, provided you apply before the funding windows close on July 31st. The first layer is what the government calls direct benefit credits. When you are approved for summer assistance, the money doesn't come to you as a paper check in the mail that you have to cash. Instead, a direct financial block is transferred straight from the state treasury to your utility provider. Suddenly, the next time you open your power bill, you will see a massive negative balance or a direct credit applied to your account, sometimes wiping out 2 to 3 months of peak summer charges in a single stroke. The second layer is even more powerful, and it is called arrearage forgiveness. If the intense heat of June and July has already pushed you behind on your payments, and you are terrified that your utility company is preparing to send you a disconnect notice, this is your shield. Under federal guidelines, once a senior citizen initiates an application for emergency cooling assistance, the utility company is legally restricted from shutting off your electricity while that application is being processed. Furthermore, many states have matching programs where for every dollar of assistance the government pays toward your past due balance, the utility company is forced to wipe out an equal amount of your debt. The third and most overlooked layer is the emergency cooling equipment benefit. This is the ultimate hidden loophole. If your central air conditioner breaks down, or if you are relying on an ancient broken window unit that eats up electricity like a monster, the Summer Crisis Fund can step in to purchase and install a brand new, energy-efficient air conditioning unit or heat pump in your home completely free of charge. They do this because the federal government knows it is cheaper to buy a senior a new, efficient cooling system than it is to pay for an emergency room visit due to heat exhaustion. But you have to realize that this is a fractured state-by-state system. The federal government gives the money to the states, and the states pass it down to local county organizations and community action agencies. This means the rules in Ohio are slightly different from the rules in Georgia or Pennsylvania. But regardless of where you live on the map, the clock is ticking down to July 31st. If you do not force your way into the system now, your power company will continue to bill you at the highest possible tier, pretending these relief buckets don't exist. Now, let's talk about exactly what you need to do today to lock in this protection before the system locks you out on July 31st. Do not wait for your power company to send you an application form, and do not expect a reminder notice in the mail. You have to take the first step yourself, and you need to do it using 3 specific shortcuts. First, pick up your phone right now and dial 211. This is a free, confidential national hotline that connects Americans directly to local community resources. When the operator answers, do not just ask for help with your bills. Use the exact operational phrase, "I am a senior citizen over 60 on a fixed income, and I need to apply for the emergency summer LIHEAP crisis and cooling benefits before the July 31st deadline." They will immediately give you the direct phone number and physical address of the specific community action agency or local nonprofit managing the federal funds in your exact zip code. Second, if you prefer to use the computer, go directly to the official federal portal at LIHEAP, us, or call the National Energy Assistance Referral Hotline at 1-866-674-6327. This is the clearinghouse managed by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. It bypasses your local power company completely and points you straight to your state's direct application intake portal. Third, before you make that call or open that website, you must gather your paperwork so your application isn't delayed or thrown out. The system moves incredibly fast as deadlines approach, and a missing paper means your spot in line goes to someone else. You will need your most recent monthly electric bill showing your account number and usage history. Proof of identity, such as a driver's license or state ID proving you meet the age requirement. Your official proof of income, which for most seniors is your annual Social Security benefit verification letter, or your most recent monthly bank statement showing your direct deposits. Remember, the absolute golden rule here is speed. Even if your state's official calendar says the program stays open past July 31st, the physical pool of money is shrinking every single day. If you want to legally force your power company to stop draining your checking account, you must get your name into that database immediately. Let's recap exactly what is at stake here. The intense heat of July means your current power bill is likely the highest one you will face all year. But you do not have to let the utility monopolies deplete your savings or compromise your health. Remember, stop and check. Do not blindly pay your July bill until you look into your local options. The deadline is real. July 31st is a critical cutoff date across the country for emergency summer utility grants, and these funds disappear the moment the bucket hits zero. Dial 211 immediately. Request the emergency summer LIHEAP or local cooling credits for seniors. Taking advantage of these programs isn't a handout, and it isn't charity. You worked hard your entire life, paid your taxes into this system, and these safety nets were created specifically to protect your health and your independence during times just like this. There is absolutely no reason to sit in a dangerously hot home or skip out on your medications just to keep a multi-million-dollar power company happy. Take control of your monthly budget, claim what belongs to you, and stay safe. If this video helped open your eyes to options you didn't know existed, please do me a favor. Share this video immediately with your friends, your neighbors, and your family members who are over 60 and living on a fixed budget. Word of mouth is the only way we beat these utility companies at their own game. Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below letting me know what state you are watching from, and stay tuned for more ways to protect your hard-earned money. Stay safe, stay cool, and I will see you in the next video.